are not talking about in this fight, and maybe it won't be relevant, but it can be. There's a near 10-year age gap. And while Anthony Joshua has the experience at this level that dwarfs Dubois has fought at this level and is almost a decade his junior. Do you think that that age gap could play a part on Saturday night? And how do you train Dubois to either be just the younger fighter that is pressure coming forward, or is it that he needs to keep a game plan in mind and stick to some kind of rigid structure?
Well, he has to follow the game plan as close as possible as he can. It's like any examination, score high, okay? And it's up to us also to make Anthony feel the age difference. It's up to us. It's up to Daniel Dubois.
I know as a coach, you would be unwise to reveal anything that you see as an opportunity to defeat Joshua specifically. But knowing him in a way, I think that other trainers that have faced him don't. You've known the man for the entirety of his career. While you've not been in his corner, you have at times been in his corner. And this rumor, I don't know if it's true because I've never seen the footage, but they say that Dubois, very early in, I guess, amateurs, either buzzed or stopped Joshua in training. Does that carry any weight this further down the line?
No, it doesn't. It's a reference. Whatever may have happened, it's a reference. But it's the unspoken within our camp. Yeah, nobody brings it up. Daniel certainly won't bring it up, and we're not at liberty to bring anything up. I wasn't there, nor was other members of the team weren't there. So it's not about the past, it's about today. Yeah? Okay, it's about today, living at the moment. It's about today. It's the same. I can give you an example. Hergovich hung on to what may have happened between him and Daniel when they sparred also. He hung on to it, really did. And that came back to bite him on the ass, dearly.
Do you feel like there are things that you know about Anthony Joshua? I'm not asking what they are. I'm just saying, do you think that there are things you know that no other trainer who would be facing him could know just because of the amount of experience you've had with him personally?
Potentially.
So the edge in this fight, like, again, Dubois, a lot of people's cards is an underdog.
Yeah.
So where does he find the edge? Like, does he have to do the impossible? Or is it that people are missing what is much more possible than they think, if that makes sense?
You said to do the impossible. Why is it impossible? It's very, very possible.
So those people who would be picking Joshua in 3 or 4 rounds, they would, the right hands, the experience, the size, the ring intelligence, all that stuff.
I can see their reasons.
Are they wrong about that, or is there are there things that they're just not considering?
There's a lot they're not considering. I don't expect them to say my guy's gonna win. This is the nature of the industry. This is the nature of sport. Everybody will choose who they believe is good, whether it's a boxing match, cricket match, football match, tennis match. People have, have you sometimes having a conversation about a sport? It could be a tennis player like us, it could be a footballer. We're talking about boxing. Said, I don't like, the person said, I don't like that fighter. He said, why don't you like him? I don't know, but I just don't like him. Did you hear what I said, yeah? They haven't really got a reason.
Right. Some people call that hating.
Yeah, so a lot of people, when they make these predictions, they're making it based on their heart, their hatred mind, not on the actual facts. If they base it on the facts, you find they'll reach a different conclusion. But when you're judging somebody from a hatred point of view, then there's only gonna be one conclusion you're gonna draw, is that I want that guy to lose. Not that guy is going to lose because of your findings.
Right.
I want that guy to lose. You understand me? So there's a lot of that. There's also those who are experts who, based on their findings, like what you pointed out too, they look at all the positives of Anthony Joshua. He has loads of positives. His punching power, his physicality, his experience at this level, So they're basing their judgment based on those factors, And they will totally disregard what Daniel Dubois is doing and has done. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I said to you in the beginning of this conversation that fuels us, always has done. Yeah? Being the underdog. In fact, my planned book, God willing, going forward in my coaching career is called The Underdog, coincidentally. Because I've always been an underdog coach. Yeah? And I've triumphed many, many times.
And
even if it's not a world title, I've trained 5 British champions in my time coaching in Britain. Yeah, it's a very hard thing to do. Commonwealth champions, European champions. Southern Area is the first title you win as a fighter, as a coach in this country. I have lost count how many Southern Area champions I've produced. So I've come through my journey step by step. I've learned. Yeah? I like to know what the opposition has done to get to where they are today. Right? But we're not here to talk about that. I'm just giving you an example.
Talk about a little bit.
What puts me in this position? Yeah. My confidence is not just because I'm a confident person, but it's based on facts.
Right.
The journey that I've done, which brings me here today, and destiny that brings me here today.
The same kind of attitude where you talk about people saying, "Oh, I just don't like that fighter, so he's gonna lose." "Oh, this guy is a bum," just because I think I don't appreciate the kind of person he is. All of a sudden, he's a bum.
Yeah.
Trainers, I think, get it even worse because they will only, if they don't have any affinity for you or don't like you for some reason, they only count your losses and don't give you credit for your wins, or they don't look at the breadth of your career and take that in totality of how you've changed fighters and how you've changed trajectories of careers.
I've trained many people before Daniel Dubois, but I don't get credited for it, yeah? Everyone only knows me for Derek Chisora, but I've trained many. Like I said, I've done 5 British titles. I'm not even counting the defenses of those British titles. When you win it, you defend it, yeah? Like I said, I've done that, and that stands me in good stead. I've fought for world title before. My fighters have fought for world titles before. And I've learned, like I said, we may not have succeeded, but I learned, where did I go wrong? It's all very well the fighter didn't win. Where did the coach go wrong? The things that I needed to tweak, improve myself to aid the fighter to then higher chance of getting victory.
Do you see this as a competition between you and Davidson?
Most definitely. Hey, excuse me. He has to devise a game plan. I have to devise a game plan. And our fighters, respective fighters, have to go and, like I said, carry that game plan as close to possible as you can. In any examination, score high as you can. You get A star, you get distinction, yeah? You get A, you get B plus. You know, it's like that. So in boxing, it's the same thing.
To what degree do you think that maybe dynamic has been overlooked? When I'm listening and reading about people contrasting the fight, there's not a lot said about what I think can be a major factor in this fight, which is the corners, which is the coaches, you and Ben, which is the approach that you choose and that he chooses, where his fighter is mentally, where yours is mentally. I mean, do you think that's being overlooked? Or, you know, then other people say, well, nobody can take a punch for you. You're not going to be in there with him once the bell rings. To what degree do you think that the trainers, you and Ben, have an effect on what happened Saturday night?
Well, we have a lot of effect. You know, that's what you get paid for. It's a job.
So how do you match up against Ben Davidson in that regard?
I'll let the audience judge that. I said, look at my background. They haven't examined my background in the last 20 years. Go and look at my resume. It's online. It's not something I'm telling you.
That's right.
It's online. Yeah, trace it and trace the opposition, and that will tell you everything you need to know.